Inc.
Attention, holiday celebrators. This is an automatic announcement informing you that your cake creation and decoration time is now half over. Remember, it is a demeritable fault if you are not using the whole of your cake creation and decoration time to both create and decorate a cake in an appropriately festive holiday fashion. Holidayness is not productivity, but it is required by outdated, stifling legislation that we're working to eradicate. Productivity is happiness.
Bethany? Jonas, I'm not good at cakes. I burnt myself 3 times already on the black goo for the portable cake boiler, and I am beyond frustrated. Whatever you're gonna say next had better be good news.
We don't have any decorations.
What do you think good news is?
All news is good news.
That's publicity, Jonas, not news.
News is just free, boring publicity. Now, what are we gonna do about the decorations? We can't submit a naked cake. It's unethical.
Well, are you planning on eating the cake?
That's what cake is for.
Okay. Yeah, but if we don't eat it, a universe of decoration options open up to us. So we will have our cake, we will not eat it too, and you will pass me that stapler and go find more shiny office supplies.
But if I can't eat the cake, how am I going to regurgitate it for my Glendale sack into the holiday mug for the dousing of the gifts?
Well, you're gonna have to eat around the staples then, or give a good pep talk to your esophagus. This is all we've got in our budget. Now find us some fake frosting.
I bet the laundry facilities have real frosting on their cake.
Yeah, well, they also have self-respect. Not to mention, they didn't have to hold a funeral for an artificial intelligence that was an esteemed employee for enough time that it started accumulating rights.
Look, we both agreed not to bring this up anymore. I told you I was sorry for ordering the expensive casket.
You absolutely did not say that you were sorry for that. And now we don't have frosting. Action meet reaction. Oh, look, consequences.
Well, leave me a good eaten path through the staples then, because somebody has to celebrate this holiday properly in this department, which would be much easier, by the way, if I was allowed to lead this particular project, my humble and reverent supervisor.
You've said that so many times this month that it's lost all meaning. Only the senior member can lead a holiday party. Them's the rules. You don't like it? You know which form to fill out.
But you're the one that approves that form, and you never signed it.
Find some frosting, junior employee, and make this cake look as festive as possible for inspection. Can you handle that?
You're talking to somebody literally quoted in the Book of Festivity on 4 separate instances.
There's no Book of Festivity.
You're mean.
Get frosting, Jonas.
Attention, holiday celebrators. This is an automatic announcement informing you that your cake creation and decoration time has now expired. Please Please refrain from adding or removing any more decoration from your cake, and please remember to extinguish any sources of heat. This means you, Martin. Everybody remember, the safest thing you can do this holiday season is to be nothing like Martin. A reminder, it is a demeritable fault to not use the entirety of this official waiting period for waiting. Please, refrain from cake consumption until an official holiday inspector has judged and reviewed your cake. Productivity is not holidayness, and it will soon be recognized as such. Happiness is productivity.
I think it looks good.
It's certainly a cake.
It's festive.
I'm sure the staples will be crunchy, and that non-adhesive tape you added should have a pleasant chew for you.
I'm pretty proud of the holiday oval.
Mm-hmm. Jonas?
Yeah?
I honestly don't know how you've done this. That's a perfect circle.
Huh?
Look at it.
It is not.
It's like you did it with a stamp.
You know I'm not allowed to have stamps.
You drew a perfect circle without any assistance, and you're telling me that's an oval?
It's a holiday oval.
Be sure to tell that to the inspector then, because it's not very clear.
Oh, the inspector knows. Happy holidays to you, too.
Happy holidays! Sorry, scared me.
You must be Jonas. So nice to see what's become of the department. Bethany, you must be so proud of the startled results of your training. I believe the official holiday greeting is in order, is it not?
Happy holidays, Patricia. I didn't know they had you doing holiday inspection. I figured that'd be beneath you at this point. Oh, you're not sub-president yet?
Management loves volunteers. And they hate sarcasm, by the way. But you wouldn't have had a chance to learn that. I just had to volunteer to pay my old friend a visit at the place where it all started. And, oh, just be thankful that everything worked out like it did. Is that your final cake? Or a decoy to make the real one look better?
Hey, that's our cake.
Is it a real cake? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you didn't have the budget for a real cake. I'd say that might be an almost cake.
Technically, yes. I'm forced to agree with you.
Oh, poor Bethany. Your official holiday judgment will begin now. Item 1. Office decor. In a word, lacking. Streamers and artwork are not hung with a jaunty nature. Kish has barely brought any life to the cold bleakness of the office space, and the portable smellyzer is giving off a particularly pungent aroma that is mixing with the disinfectant from the waste removal locations in the hall to make some sort of noxious gas. The closest thing to decor in this room is the shining gilded casket collecting the dust of failures. Item 2. Personal holiday embodiment. 2 employees stand before me, not plump and a quiver with cheer, but dour and beaten down with the worries of life. Their holiday mittens are alternately covered with staples and what looks to be industrial strength highlighter, and the distributed company holiday caps have had their size adjusters adjusted, disqualifying them from being returned and recycled in a clear act of aggression against the intergalactic environmental policies that this company has long acknowledged. Finally, item 3. The holiday cake, or in this case, the almost cake, which is allowed by the guidelines, though it is frowned upon. It's covered with staples and tape. It's glowing a faint yellow. And I really don't think there's much more to say about that. And with that, your holiday spirit has been judged. Please, eat your cake.
What about my oval?
It's a circle. and it needs to be eaten.
Okay.
Bethany, please, join your coworker.
Look, Jonas is already eating the cake. There's no need to...
Bethany, please join your coworker in consuming the holiday cake. Please.
Of course. Whatever you say, Patricia.
Given the staggering amount of blood flowing from both of your mouths, as well as the rapid tooth decay that Jonas seems to be suffering, likely from the industrial highlighter, I'm not only giving you incredibly low ratings, but recommending you for immediate remedial holiday re-education and forced volunteer labor, pending approval by the board of my fellow holiday inspectors. We'll be back after this round of judging and inspection has concluded. Ta-ta.
You got a staple on your lip. Here, let me just...
Jonas, your teeth are melting. Go get that fixed. I'll stay here and wait for the judges. This isn't your fault. I deserve it.
Hey now, come on. That sounds like a feeling. You don't like those.
Yeah, I don't. And your mouth is an actual horror show. You gotta take care of that.
These aren't even my good holiday teeth. It's not a big deal.
Jonas, how many teeth do you have?
You know, the normal amount.
I don't have multiples of my teeth.
The holidays are really important to my family, so I've got a few sets of holiday teeth. It's no big deal.
Aren't those expensive?
Not more than regular teeth. It's all part of the holiday cheer.
You really go all in for this holiday stuff, don't you?
I told you, I'm quoted in the book 4 times.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm sorry this is such a bad holiday. You shouldn't have to be a part of all the nastiness between Patricia and me. That's not fair.
You don't talk about Patricia much.
We pretty much started together, them a bit before me. We figured out the job, had some fun, got into a big fight. Patricia got promoted out of the department. I got an AI coworker that had no idea what luxury it would get put to rest in. There. Talk.
Well, they obviously don't promote based on talent. That's for sure.
Thanks, Jonas. I appreciate that.
I mean, it's obviously an oval.
Sure, Jonas. It's an oval. You drew an oval, and the company promoted a vicious, backstabbing liar to a position where they can freely abuse anybody they could maybe hold a molecule of power over. Happy holidays.
That's it!
What is?
Holidays! We may be sitting in a windowless office that smells like melted teeth, but it doesn't have to be this bad. We're gonna do the one thing you'd never let me do. We're redecorating.
Yeah, sure, Jonas. With what? We have nothing to redecorate with.
Oh, please. We have all these forms with blank space on them, incredibly powerful and slightly addictive highlighters to use. We can screw in that one light bulb that flickers to add a bit of party atmosphere. We'll paint the ovals on our foreheads in white printer ink. It'll be perfect.
You shouldn't be here when Patricia gets back. You can leave.
As a self-proclaimed envoy of festivity itself, as well as my status as somebody quoted 4 separate times in the Book of Festivity, I cannot allow this office to remain in such holiday shambles. Hand me some scissors. It's confetti time.
Fine. Here.
You too. Here's your paper stack.
We only have one pair of scissors.
We evolved teeth for a reason. Put them to work.
I'm not biting the paper.
Well, I can't because of the, Plus, it'd get all bloody and stapley. Okay, bring me any spare forms that are light gray and or beige.
Like these?
No, lighter gray, more beigey beige. Perfect. Do you know any holiday songs?
That's a hard no. Drawing a line right there.
Had to ask. Okay, hand those on over.
You have 1.5 more hums before I do something which will require paperwork from both of us.
So, Patricia's a backstabber and a scoundrel, huh?
I don't think I said scoundrel, or that I was willing to talk about this.
But are they?
Patricia was in a certain emotional state, saw an opportunity, and took it. I might have done the same thing myself. Who knows?
I don't think you would have.
Your input is duly acknowledged.
That's not the kind of person you are. You don't care about that stuff.
Yep. That's me. That's good old Bethany who doesn't care about anything.
I didn't say that.
No, but you did. Maybe not out loud, but that's how you see me, right?
What? No, I didn't mean...
Because that's how everybody sees me, right? Just Bethany. Just poor old Bethany. Tucked away down in general data acquisition and storage. They don't have emotions. They don't have dreams. They don't matter. You don't even have to treat them like a person because they're just a shell that somebody made the mistake of hiring once. And you know what? Maybe that's true. Maybe that's all I am anymore. Maybe I'm not a person. Maybe I'm just trash. But guess what? Trash has emotions. Trash has dreams. I do care about things, Jonas. I wish I didn't. My life would be so much easier if I could just be the shell everybody wants me to be, but I can't. I'm trying and I can't, and it's not my fault.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. Let's decorate.
We don't have to.
Jonas, you are my subordinate. Now decorate.
Okay. There. Now this place looks a little more festive and a little less prison workhouse-ish.
We'll see. It's mostly just repurposed forms and hope.
That's our entire department.
Patricia was my direct supervisor, even though they were only here a couple of weeks before me. We worked together for quite a few cycles. We even started the EBI folder together after we realized we had both been separately holding on to a few stories we liked. We had a falling out, one of those stupid things that happen sometimes with friends. Just a disagreement, nothing too bad. I thought we had put it all behind us, but then I got blindsided when I was dragged into a meeting with Patricia and some higher-ups, where I was presented with all my old scraps of stories that hadn't made it into the folder. I was punished for spending company time on non-productive pursuits of happiness, and Patricia was given a promotion for bringing this to the attention of the company. And it looks like they've moved up a few notches since then, too.
Why didn't they destroy the folder?
Patricia's name was all over the folder, and they were smart enough to hide it before they ratted me out. I didn't find it again for almost half a cycle, hidden away in the least used and most filthy waste removal location on the ship. Honestly, I don't know why Patricia didn't destroy it themselves. Maybe the same reason I put it back where it used to be, I don't know. They chose an amazing time for it, too. What little life I had outside of the ship had pretty much crumbled into nothing, and they were the only person I had. And then, nobody.
I'm sorry. That sounds like a really awful time.
Yeah, well, that's the corporate ladder for you. Some people can barely hold on to the rung they have, and it doesn't help when others keep stepping on them on their way up.
And here we have the General Data Acquisition and Storage Department in all its, well, not glory. But here it is. Jake, Jacque, Jacque. This is Jonas and Bethany.
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings and salutations. You've already been made aware of what we're doing here, I'm supposing, and we're very busy, so I'm afraid the chit-chat is going to have to be rather short.
But
Patricia, please.
As a junior inspector volunteer, you've done a great job so far, but we must be allowed to work unaided for the sake of professionalism and the untainted spirit of the holiday.
But they've added...
Decor improvements between first and final judgment is allowed, so long as the cake remnants remain untouched as per regulatory guidelines.
But...
Your input is duly noted, and now we shall examine and vote.
If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
What's this all over the floor in your co-worker?
Confetti?
I like it.
We thought you might.
We?
Of course, being a two-person department, I was the leader in this operation, but such high-ranking officials as yourselves must also be fond of a little bit of delegation every once in a while.
Absolutely. Why do you think we have so many volunteers?
Bethany says that it's important to give me just enough control over a task to learn it without letting me forget my place.
Inspired. Such leadership is truly becoming, even in such an unnecessary department.
I like you, Jacque.
Tell me about this half-eaten cake.
It's almost cake, actually. Symbolizing the, almost finished fiscal cycle. Staples and non-adhesive tape to represent the way that we always hold together. And a very circular oval because we always strive for perfection.
A beautiful physical depiction of traditional holiday values. Always worth a lot of points between the three of us. The utmost in holiday passion.
Of course. What else could we expect when your underling has been quoted in the Book of Festivity more than once? Am I right, Jonas?
What's this now?
It always pleased all my caregivers to see their children dedicated to the holiday spirit.
As one of the lucky few that has regurgitated cake with them all, you don't have to tell me. If there's one thing about your family, Jonas, it's that you all know how to keep your regurgitation mugs full and your gifts suitably doused in vomit.
My caregivers would be very proud to hear that. Thank you very much. Hosting you has been the highlight of every cycle you've attended.
Well, Patricia, I can see you're happy with your little joke to get us all down here has paid off. Would you believe they actually told us that this is one of the worst departments? You know, Patricia, I didn't even know that you knew that Jonas's family and mine knew each other. Information, huh? Well, I mean, I don't have to tell you. Look at where we are. Anyways, I wouldn't be too surprised if this department was in the running for most festive. But of course, we couldn't say anything like that now. It would be improper.
You flatter us beyond what we deserve. Thank you so much for your time and kindness.
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays. Good to see ya.
What was all that?
It went well, huh?
You flatter us?
I was flattered. Were you not flattered?
That's the first time I've ever heard you use that word.
I don't get flattered very often.
It always pleased all my caregivers. Jonas, you don't talk like that.
It's just being polite.
Exactly. That never happens. What's going on here?
Well, I had to be polite. What if my caregivers heard I was anything less than polite to somebody on an official holiday committee?
Jonas, your caregivers took out ad space on our announcements just to call you a moron.
Yeah, so imagine what they would do if they caught me being impolite to people in positions of power. People forget about morons. They like morons. People do not like people who are impolite.
I've never heard that before in my life.
When I went away to school, my caregivers gave me a laminated list of rules to follow. Be polite was on the list in 6 separate places.
You went away for school?
Only for a couple years. I was informed that boarding school didn't really suit me, so after that it was mostly just private tutors. You know how it goes.
You had boarding school and private tutors?
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Make fun of the person that needed tutors real nice.
Jonas, In a general sense, how wealthy is your family?
Oh, we do all right. We're not top tier or anything, but we're comfortable.
Tutors in boarding school sound more than comfortable.
Well, 3 of my caregivers sit on the board of acquired fueling initiatives. One is an artist, and one is head of meal development for all the prisons in the southern hemisphere back planetside. So we're pretty well connected, and we do all right. We don't have, 9 houses or anything, though. Just the 3 estates and the condo. Although that's more of an investment piece. Or at least that's the excuse I've been given for why I can't live there. Families, huh?
Jonas, nobody in my family has ever owned their own property.
Oh, weird.
So after you failed out of boarding school, you just hung out with your private tutors on your estates, huh?
Hey, I didn't fail. I was just uninvited back for the following semester. Doesn't matter anyways. After I left, my caregivers pulled out a lot of their funding from the school, and eventually it had to shut down, so it was going to close anyway, probably.
And after a few years of that, they shipped you out to me, huh?
Kinda. I tried a couple other things first, but they didn't really fit. They started me out being the vice head of astral analysis and projection in a Red Sun fuel depot, but they figured out real quick that I'm not too good under that kind of pressure. Plus, it was always hot. So then they made me the sub-manager of a temperature testing solutions plant orbiting around the homeworld. But after the fire and the deaths, they decided I shouldn't be in charge of people. So then I was the assistant training supervisor for the general calculations department. I'm still legally not allowed to talk about why I left there. It was bad. Also, my caregivers were getting a little annoyed at me. So after a while, I ended up here. I was told that there was almost nothing I could mess up since there was so little that actually mattered.
That's some story, Jonas.
It was pretty rough there for a while. I didn't know what was going to happen to me, but I still get my full allowance as long as I have a job, so it's been working out great. Plus, I met you! So, all around, good times, despite, being here.
It's so good to hear that the height of my career so far is your current rock bottom. That makes me feel amazing.
Hey, we all have our place and our journey. It's just about enjoying the road you're on.
Yeah, except you're floating down the road in a hover limo, and I'm dragging myself over piles of sharp rocks so far from the road I can't even see it anymore. Not that I've ever been able to, because that would imply I've got some sort of choice about where my life ends up.
You wouldn't even like those other jobs. They were boring.
That's not the point, Jonas. I didn't even have the opportunity to hate all those jobs you left behind. I've spent my whole life clinging to the bottom rung of a corporate ladder so tall, I'll never see the top. Well, you've been tumbling down till you ended up at the bottom right next to me. And yet you get an allowance. And I get my pay garnished if I say anything that might be construed as out of line. That's fair. That's real fair. What an amazing universe we live in. Really fills me with the holiday spirit.
You don't have to be mean about it.
Oh, deal with it. You got lucky. Enjoy it. You can handle a little meanness. Use your allowance to buy some tissues if you need to.
Hey, it's not easy being in my family either, for your information. I've got problems. They call me a moron to everyone on this ship. They shut down an educational facility because I failed out of it. Do you know what that kind of pressure is like? Do you know how embarrassing that is?
Nobody knows how embarrassing that is. Who in the whole universe, in all the planets we've incorporated, could know how embarrassing that is?
I do. It was awful. It was the worst thing. Can I get some sympathy here?
My first school got shut down because they decided to save some money and transfer us to a different place where I had to share a chair with 3 other students. We took turns. One got the desk, one got the chair, and one got the pencil.
I didn't get a chair for my first year, and you didn't share with me.
You could have bought a chair, or 1,000 chairs, or anything you want. You could have left and still gotten money, and nothing would have happened to you because, obviously, nothing ever does happen to you because you're not playing by the same rules that the rest of us are. All you do is fail, Jonas, and people keep giving you chances. I've had to work for nearly everything. I dream about chances that you wouldn't even spit at. I bet you even have a window in your quarters, don't you?
It's a small one, and I brought it from home. And by the way, just because you always want to be in a bad mood doesn't mean everybody else does. And just because you hate everything about your life, that doesn't give you the right to bring down everybody that manages to like their own a little bit. Yeah, life screwed you over. It screws everybody over at some point or another. Get over it. You aren't special.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, of course I don't, because I'm just dumb Jonas, right? I'm your stupid little sidekick that you're stuck with, and the most enjoyment you manage to wring out in a day is when I mess something up and you get to call me an idiot. Well, I've got excuses. I'm new. I was trained by somebody who gave up on things like kindness and personability because they just got their little feelings hurt one too many times. This is my 4th job, and the first I've been allowed to stay at long enough to learn a tiny bit of what I'm supposed to do. That's why I'm a failure. What's your excuse, huh?
It's not about you, Jonas.
Well, it's certainly directed at me.
No, you don't get it.
Yeah, maybe that's because you don't actually talk to me. You don't actually talk to anybody because that would require personal investment in something other than yourself. When's the last time you did that, huh?
Don't.
Oh, did I hit a nerve? Did that sting a little bit? Let's dig into that then. When was it?
Jonas, I'm warning you.
Or maybe you're just angry at the universe because you're alone and you hate yourself and deep down you know you deserve it. I didn't mean,
Someday, you'll have something important taken from you, Jonas. And you'll think back on this moment right now. And maybe then you'll understand.
Attention, general holiday enjoying teammates. Our holiday inspectors have finished making their rounds and passing judgment on all of the departmental decorations. We are proud, albeit surprised, to announce our winner for Most Festive, the General Data Acquisition and Storage Department. Congratulations to Bethany and Jonas for displaying the proper degree of holiday festivities. We'll be meeting with them shortly for a live interview broadcast to the whole ship about what the holiday means to them. Our broadcast team, led by volunteer holiday inspector Patricia, are approaching the General Data Acquisition and Storage team now to bring you the festivities you've all been waiting for. And remember, productivity is the greatest holiday gift, as well as happiness.
Amazing. Best holiday ever. Can't wait. I don't hate this at all.
Okay, losers. I don't know how they fell for all your nonsense, but let's get this over with.
Hi, Patricia.
Shut up, underling. Are we ready for our special holiday interview then?
Do we have a choice?
Oh, Bethany. Are you asking if you have a choice about whether or not you're going to blow this interview in front of the whole ship? I'm sorry. You don't. How's that fear of public speaking, huh? Still gotta dope yourself up to get through it? Oops, too late for that now.
Thanks, Patricia. Very helpful.
I, for one, am always ready to be interviewed about my love for the holiday season. It would be an honor.
Love the energy in this room right now. Such a mix of pathetic and stupid. Here's your microphones, pushing the button in 3, 2, 1. Hello, workers, contractors, and whatever else you might be, and welcome to this cycle's most festive interview. I'm sitting down today with Bethany and Jonas in the office of the General Data Acquisition and Storage Department, which has just been crowned most festive of this cycle. Bethany, Jonas, enlighten me on how you're feeling about all of this.
Well, it's really...
Patricia, let me just say, it's an honor to be here and an honor to be recognized for our work in making our department the most festive department on the ship. I will say, it was not without its challenges.
Holiday challenges strike even the best of us. Do tell.
Actually, I believe that Bethany, the head of our department, can probably speak to those a little bit better than I could.
Ooh, Bethany.
Okay, yeah, I think I can do that. It's hard, I think, for a lot of us. The holiday season, it's stressful. A lot of departments feel that. It's hard not to dwell on things around this time. For as much as everybody says that this is the happiest time of the fiscal cycle, for a lot of us it's not. And for those of us that feel that way, it's just a non-stop barrage of wondering why you can't seem to just do what everybody else does so easily, or at least fake it well enough that nobody asks you about it. So I think that's probably the biggest challenge of the holidays.
Eloquently put, and incredibly positive as always. Thank you, Bethany. That was wonderful. Finally, for whoever would like to answer.
Oh, also one more thing.
We really don't have that much time.
It's fine. It's quick. I just wanted to say that the budget can also be an issue sometimes. A lot of department heads have to dip into their own savings to decorate things, and that can be an issue. Some people just have a bit more than others, and that leads to some unfairness in the contest. So, I don't know, I'm not in charge or anything, just maybe we could all be aware of that at least.
It's always so festive to talk about money. Thank you, Bethany. Now again, for whomever would like to answer, maybe Jonas this time? What are your plans for the coming cycle after what must be the most monumental victory of both your lives?
I guess we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. I mean, what else is there to do?
Well, it is certainly clear that we are not in the morale and positivity department, isn't it? Thank you for everything, the both of you. That's all the time we've been allotted this cycle. Please enjoy your plaque, and remember that it must be displayed continuously until it is lost to the next most festive department, under threat of severe penalty. Long and dramatic. You haven't changed much, have you, Bethany? I'll see you next cycle if I'm unlucky enough to be sent down here again.
I don't know what we do now.
We go to our quarters, and we sleep, and we get up tomorrow, and we work.
Okay. Happy holidays.
Good night, Jonas.
A general reminder to any and all it may concern. Semi-biological materials such as almost cake are not to be disposed of in any waste removal location due to the possibility of sewer-level reproduction and ship-wide infestation. Semi-biological materials are only to be disposed of through approved airlocks or approved low-ranking personnel. All airlocks are closed for the fiscal holiday. Productivity is happiness.
Hey.
Hello.
I know we really haven't been talking for the last few days, but is it okay if I say a couple things?
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay.
I just wanted to say that I'm glad you're the person that I work with, and I'm sorry that the holidays are a tough time for you. And I'm sorry if I made it harder. I didn't mean to.
Thanks, Jonas. And for what it's worth, even though a lot of what I said was true, it was filtered through a bunch of intense and confusing emotions that really didn't help anything. You didn't deserve all that, so for my part, I'm sorry too.
So, can we maybe start talking and having a little bit of fun again?
Yes, Jonas. We can start having a little bit of fun again.
Okay, good, because I got you something!
What?
It's a present! Here, open it!
Oh, okay. Are you sure? I didn't get you anything, and there's no vomit on it.
Well, that's for a holiday gift. And you hate the holidays. So this is a congratulations, the holidays are over gift.
Jonas, how?
Oh, family connections.
Is this real coffee?
100%. From me and my caregivers, for being the first boss I've had that hasn't given up on me yet.
1 second. Here, hold this again. Oh, where the hell did I put that stupid thing? Oh, hold on. Aha! There we go. A long time ago, back when it was one of the first holidays with the AI, I tore a story out of the EBI. It's a holiday story, a really short one. Patricia and I used to read it after we ate the cake. So it's a little late, but better than never. If you want it. It's not much.
Really?
You like the holidays. Read it. Enjoy it. Put it up next to your window if you want. It's all yours.
Happy holidays, Bethany.
Happy holidays, Jonas.
And we held them close, they that loved us, and we held them closer, they who had gone before. And though nothing was or ever would be perfect, in that moment it was enough. And the love made the fire fill the room, and the world was suddenly warm again.
Episode 18, The Universe of Teeth, was written, produced, and edited by Monte D. Monteleagre and Alexander Wolfe. Allyson Levine voices the character of Bethany. Raimy O. Washington voices the character of Jonas. Kristen Hasty voices the character of Patricia. Ellis MacMillan is the Robo-Archivist. In this episode, Jake, Jacque, and Jacque were played by Katie Ploetz, Chase Guthrie Knueven, and Joe Hanson, respectively. As always, I'm Leah Cardenas, and I read the ship announcements as well as the credits. This is the part of the credits where Alexander and/or Monty was supposed to come up with a funny little way to beg you for likes, follows, and reviews on whatever platform you consume our content on. I told them that this whole meta thing wouldn't work any better than the tiny little jokes they usually write, but they were insistent, so here we are. Toss us a like, a follow, even a review if you really want to help out. It's a bigger deal than most people think. Find us online at inkthepodcast.buzzsprout.com for links to all our social media, or connect with us directly at inkthepodcast. That's at INC the podcast. Ink is a production of Wolf Mountain Workshop. Happiness is productivity. Productivity.